Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we are diving headfirst into a really fascinating part of cybersecurity. We're talking all about ethical hacking. You know, that idea that to stop a criminal, you might just have to learn how to be one.
So, how do you stop a cybercriminal? It's a huge question, right? Well, the source material we're looking at today, which is actually the curriculum for the Certified Ethical Hacker certification, it has a pretty wild answer.
You learn to think like one. Yeah, I know. It sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? But this is the absolute core principle of modern cyber defense. The idea is simple. You can't possibly build a foolproof fortress until you know every single way someone might try to tear it down.
Okay, so Section 1, thinking like a hacker, starting with the foundations of digital security. Before we get into all the cool attack methods, we've got to start with the basics. What are we even trying to protect? What are the fundamental goals of any information security program?
It all comes down to these 5 core ideas. Think of them as the 5 pillars holding everything up. You've got confidentiality, which is pretty straightforward, keeping secret secret. Then integrity, making sure your data is what it's supposed to be, that it's trustworthy. Availability is a big one. You got to be able to get to your stuff when you need it. And then the last 2, authenticity and non-repudiation, they're all about proof. Proving you are who you say you are, and proving you did what you did with no wiggle room. All right, Section 2, the attacker's playbook. Now we're going to flip the script. To really get into the mind of a hacker, we need to understand their motives and their methods. So let's take a look at what makes them tick.
So what's driving these attacks? You'd think it's all about the money, and yeah, financial gain is a huge piece of the pie. But look at this, it's not even half. You've got everything from information theft and just causing chaos for a business to ideological reasons, politics, and even good old-fashioned revenge. It's a really good reminder that behind every attack, there's a human motive. Okay, so attacks basically come in 2 main flavors. You've got your passive attacks, which are all about surveillance. Think of a spy just sitting in a cafe, listening in. They're not interacting, just observing, which makes them super hard to spot. Then you've got the opposite, active attacks. This is sabotage. This is the loud break-down-the-door approach where they're directly messing with the system to get in or cause damage. And it gets even more granular than that. You have close-in attacks, where the person has to be physically close to you. Think social engineering in an office. Then there's the dreaded insider attack, where someone with legitimate access goes rogue. And finally, distribution attacks, which are just so sneaky. This is when they tamper with hardware or software somewhere in the supply chain before it even gets to you. So that's a lot of threats, right? How in the world do you fight back against all of that? Well, this is where our hero comes in. Section 3, the ethical counterpart. We're going to see how to use these hacker skills for good. Okay, let's get the definitions straight. Ethical hacking is using all the same tools, all the same techniques as the bad guys, but with one absolutely critical difference: permission. That's the whole ballgame right there. It's legal, it's authorized, and your entire job is to find the weak spots in an organization's defenses before the real attackers do. This table lays it out perfectly. You've got your black hats, the bad guys, malicious and illegal. Then you've got the white hats, who we've been talking about, defensive, legal, and totally authorized. But then there's this really interesting middle ground, the gray hat. These are the folks who operate in a gray area. They might hack into a system without permission, but their goal is to expose a vulnerability, not cause harm. It's a very murky, legally ambiguous world. This isn't just random button mashing. Ethical hacking follows a very structured playbook that's designed to mimic a real-world attack. It starts super broad, with footprinting, just gathering public info. Then it gets a little more focused with scanning, kind of like rattling doorknobs to see what's unlocked. From there, you dig deeper with enumeration, then you analyze what you found to spot the weak points, and finally, system hacking, where you actually try to exploit those vulnerabilities. It's a funnel from wide to very, very specific. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Section 4, the digital battlefield. How does all this individual stuff, the attacks, the defense, fit into the larger strategic view of a cyber attack? Well, professionals use these incredible frameworks to map out the entire process, and one of the most well-known frameworks is called the cyber kill chain. It's brilliant because it visualizes an attack not as one single event, but as a sequence of stages. You start with reconnaissance, doing your homework. Then you build your weapon, deliver it, and exploit a weakness. After that, it's about installing malware, setting up a remote command and control channel so you can talk to it, and finally, carrying out your goal. The key here is that it's a chain.
And for defenders, you only need to break one link to stop the whole attack. To really get inside an attacker's head, security pros look at their TTPs. That stands for tactics, techniques, and procedures. It's a great way to break down their behavior. The tactic is the why, the high-level goal, like gaining access to a network. The technique is the how, the method they use, like phishing. And the procedure is the specific what, the step-by-step recipe they follow to carry out that phishing attack. It's basically their signature move.
So where do you find all this info on TTPs? Well, there's this incredible global knowledge base called the MITRE ATT&CK framework. Think of it like a giant public encyclopedia of every bad guy move ever seen in the wild. It's all based on real-world observations, and it gives defenders all over the world a common language to talk about threats and build better defenses together.
And this quote, "It's a field where you never stop learning," just nails it. This is so important. Cybersecurity isn't just some product you buy off a shelf. It's a constant, evolving human conflict. It's a chess match between creative attackers and creative defenders. And the second you stop learning, you've lost. So that brings us to the big question for the future. We're seeing AI create smarter and more sophisticated attacks than ever before. So how are the ethical hackers, the defenders, going to evolve? How will they adapt to protect us in this new era? It's something to think about, for sure.